from.
So you've seen people making statements as if these terrorists are our friends, or they are brothers, or they are people we can deal with. You've seen them, what is it called now? You've seen them comparing them to what happened in the Niger Delta. So that suggests. Let me tell you something. If the president wants to fight terrorism, he can fight terrorism if he wants to. It's a question of choice. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So moving the what do you call now? Moving the pawn on the board doesn't necessarily mean something fantastic is going to happen. The guy may come with capacity, but if the environment he's going into
limits his capacity,
then he will need.
So we are hoping that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
So don't touch the dial. We're still continuing this discussion. Just a 30 seconds break, but we're still on. Please don't touch the dial. We'll be right back very shortly. All right, welcome back. We are continuing with this discussion of having internal capacity built up to even be able to cooperate with any help we are getting. We started off, before you got to us, we started off with Sunday Diary taking a swipe at Obasanjo, OBJ, when he made a statement about us getting foreign help. You know, just the next day, the person in charge of coordination of internal security in Nigeria is giving the hope to the people in Papa, the St. Mary Catholic Primary School.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that you are not in this alone, that we are with you, that even foreign powers, UK, France, and America, and all other countries, and some other countries, are with us in this. Let's just remind the people. I know many people have seen that video from AIT, video of Obasanjo speaking eloquently. I mean, if Obasanjo, former president, twice as a military president or as a civilian president, he knows all it takes to secure a nation. If he can say that, there is no other person that can say, oh, he doesn't know war. He said, we'll get that video across for people to look at it. But for that, let me talk to you, Kingston.
Okay, you know, most of the time, whether they don't compare notes is what I don't know. So most of the time, you see Dare talking, you see Onanuga talking, you see Bawa talking. So then sometimes they are not coordinated in giving out information to the public. Obasanjo spoke well as an elder, as a past president, both a military man. You know, there are more equipment now. He talked about drones. He talked about help. The help doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to bring in foreign fighters or something. It could be technically, it could be collaboration of information, you know, all over the world. That's what people do these days. Now, if you leave that one, I think one of the major mistakes the president made in appointing those in charge of defense is to appoint two men that didn't do anything in their state. One particularly, that's Matawale. Matawale had a history or allegations against
him fraternizing with bandits.
In fact, he even told us the sympathy he has for bandits. He was saying it. So, you know, this bandit.
No, he said not all bandits are criminals.
He said not all Fulanis are criminals.
Of course, certainly not all Fulanis are criminals. But he said not all bandits are criminals.
He said if you listen to them, what they have done to them. So, like that writer said, that man said, he said, what of all that Nigeria has dealt with? So we should carry arms and
but who is it that Nigeria has not dealt with?
Exactly. You know, so now you put Badaru there, former Jigawa state governor, that we don't know, there's nothing spectacular that he did in Jigawa. Then you as minister, then you brought Matawale as his vice or deputy minister or minister for state. From where to where? Now, if Chris Musa is coming, the immediate past chief of defense staff, I mean, he was vocal, and he has advised the federal government in a long way. He gave us a long list of countries that built wall for security, and he mentioned that kilometer, some 900 and something kilometer. What of the world? We can build a wall, we can build a fence. America has done it. I mean, so many other countries has done it. So now that it's coming in, or there's rumor that it's coming in. In fact, from another excerpt I read from, he said that the president told him that he's bringing him on as the minister for defense. And we also heard that the American or the partners that are coming already have something against Matawali, that he cannot continue as minister for state.
Not only America having something against Matawali, I do have something against Matawali. Once you sympathize with bandits like Gumi and Co, I mean, any Nigerian who wants peace in Nigeria should have something against them. Unfortunately, we do not understand the depth of being classified as a country of particular concern. It means that government complicity has been established. That is the simple meaning. I will just will get out of that point. Let us look at that video once again. I mean, where Obasanjo was speaking a while ago that AIT was able to catch.
No matter what religion you belong to, no matter where you come from, no matter what profession, we Nigerians are being killed. And our governments seem to be incapable of protecting us. We are part of the world community. If our government cannot do it, we have right to call on the international community to do for us what our government cannot do for us. And for anybody to say because those who are being killed belong to this region, belong to this religion, belong to this tribe, and then others too are being killed, cannot be an acceptable excuse. Before I left government, I know we had capacity to pick up anybody in Nigeria who commits crime anywhere. The capacity that we didn't have then is after we have identified and located such a criminal, we have no capacity to be able to pick him up without moving on land or by air. Now we have capacity. With drones, you can sniff them up. You can take them out. Why are we not doing that? Why are we apologizing? Why are we negotiating?
All right. That was the president of Nigeria on 2 occasions speaking as a military president and as a civilian president. When Trump tweeted some few weeks back about coming into this country, guns are blazing, if our government fails to act. We saw voices from Kwankwaso, a lot of them coming to educate us about sovereignty. The voices have never had condemned banditry. The voices have never had condemned sacking of villages in Plateau, villages in Zamfara, and all the rest, kidnapping people. The voices have not had condemning the taking over of numerous local government up to 29 in Katsina State, coming up to talk about sovereignty, not understanding that terror is a global threat. When you are a breeding ground for terror, sovereignty does not stop nothing. You have to not be a breeding ground for you to maintain your sovereignty and enjoy your sovereignty. So let me come to you. Now, Obasanjo has spoken on the same line. Almost exactly the same thing Trump said. And the leader or the coordinator of internal security in Nigeria, the national security advisor, in this case Ribadu, went to Niger State, Papari, and said the same thing. Are we going to have people come and educate us on sovereignty? Or we should destroy this terror and not have Nigeria be a breeding ground for terror? If Nigeria is a breeding ground for terror, you are going to be a battling ground for all powers. You cannot push it away.
I think what has happened here is, those who came to educate us on sovereignty when Donald Trump tweeted, I think they misunderstood what Donald Trump was saying. The English was very simple. there was a conditional statement that, look, if you don't do this, we do XYZ. And because, this is a very funny country. Yes, apart from the fact that they misunderstood the language, they also believe that everything in Nigeria must be political. So they were playing politics with Donald Trump instead of facing the reality that was facing us. Because what they were saying, invariably is repeating what Patani said, that the bandit are our Islamic brother, don't kill them. It's simply what Gumi kept on saying, that because they are poor and they are not like the militant in the Niger Delta, they need the money to feed themselves. That's what they were saying.
Probably too many people are poor. Exactly. If you go to Ogbagbola, all over Abuja, I see beggars who are poor. Exactly. Plenty people are poor. So when we slow down in the hold up in Abuja here, rather than them beg you money, they should attack you because they are poor.
Because they are poor.
But mind you, Gumi's voice is unfortunate that we are listening to that. Saudi Arabia banned Gumi and Islamic cleric from coming into Saudi Arabia.
You see, that is where this government is in a big shit. Like what Pique said. Sometimes one wonder if they ever compare notes, because I think this is a government that believe and thrive on circumstances and praise singing. Those who will speak in favor of the government, that's the one the government listen to. Whether those praise singing will lead the government to its early grave or not, they don't care, provided they are singing its praises. But when genuine advice came, they see it as uncoordinated criticism. Because what Baba said, OBJ was a clear indicator, because what prompted OBJ to make the statement? Because after the tweet, the attack was escalated. There was kidnapping in Kebbi, there was kidnapping in Kwara, in fact, two kidnapping, the one in Eruku and the nearby village, and then they were kidnapping in Niger State, and there are so many other ones they are not reporting. Kogi. We are told that Kogi, the express road of Kogi is on
lockdown.
Just yesterday, that kidnapping bandits are taking over that express road.
All right, let me come to you. Like I said before a while ago, when you are classified as a country of particular concern, one thing that is very heavy is government complicity. You need to establish government complicity for you to be classified as a country of particular concern. And complicity can be established by the government themselves actively involved in the killing or doing nothing in actual response by their capacity to ensure that terror does not exist. And also, what many Nigerians do not know is that terrorism is classified as a global threat. Sovereignty holds no room. If you want to arrest armed robber and detail is according to your law, but terror is according to global law. So they appear not to understand that they are educating people based on half education. Now, is Nigeria going to first of all struggle in the in-house cleanup to ensure that issue of government complicity is removed for them to be able to cooperate with these foreign powers that Ribadu told us are coming in?
I don't think so that Nigeria is going to have a total cleanup. Everything we do most of the time is like emergency. Why did I say that? I heard today that the president is receiving the governor of I think Adamawa or Taraba, Kefas, and Aso Rock. These are not what he should be talking about now. People's children are in the forest. People's father, mother, uncle, brother, sister are in the forest. They are facing. We heard of the pastor that died that they killed in Kaduna State. The president is receiving people that want to decamp. There will be a country before decamping. If there is no country, you can't conduct election. There won't be decamping. If terrorists take over everywhere, there won't be decamping. In fact, there will be no party. As we speak now between you and I, they are not talking about parties in Libya or in Sudan, in Khartoum. Khartoum is leveled down. We don't want to get there. The president must learn how to prioritize and put the right peg in the right hole. That's what we need to do at this moment. So the president is not going to slow down. I think he's going to double down on 2027. Now, this is one of the things that have caused a lot of things that we are facing today. This 2027. If the president did have emergency on critical developmental areas where he came in and forgot about this thing, re-election, I mean, we would have had something better. For example, if he had emergency on security, if he had emergency on light, what do you call it? Power. If he had emergency on roads, road infrastructure, these three emergencies alone, we would have had so many things. Because no matter how you play politics, if people can go to the farm, if people can travel, I mean,
all right. So whittling down politics, 1 minute, whittling down politics and facing the threat that is facing us, especially when it is terrorism, because terrorism, I've said it more than 3 times, is a global threat. It's classified by CU and anybody in the international, but it's a global threat and it requires global response. How can our government that is bent on politics from day one move too quickly, like you said, emergency response, to meet up with the level of preparedness required to reduce this threat drastically or probably, eradicate it before election?
I don't think the government is ready to do that. Like you said, the government is never ever ready for anything that would benefit the general public of Nigeria. All they have interest in is what will keep them perpetually in power. You see, in the last few weeks after the tweet and all of that, we thought they not stayed away from politics a while. But it's like since they have secured, cooperation from France, UK, and US, just like Ribadu had pictured it, they now felt, it's time to go back to politics. Because it's not only the Taraba governor. I also saw that the governor of Osun State, Adeleke, has resigned from PDP, getting ready to go to the same APC. Because they now felt settled. Yes, America is coming to assist us, so therefore we should go about our politics. You see, this is where we are. It's not taking us anywhere. The government must realize that the business of government is to govern the country and not to play politics. Until they realize that we go nowhere.
All right, to be able to defeat terrorism, we must develop our internal capacity. The foreign powers may always point us to that direction, but to sustain it, we need internal capacity. And Nigeria should not be a breeding ground for terror, because terrorism is a global threat and it requires a global response, unfortunately.